Hey everybody, I'm Katie Evans, owner and lead agent of the Living 48 real estate team. Welcome back to another one of our little weekly videos here. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing contingencies. In today's market, we, as you guys are very well aware, here in 2022, in the Arizona real estate markets, we are in a very, very strong seller's market right now, which means that the sellers have kind of more control. They have more offers than they need, so they can set the terms of the contract with a little bit more power than perhaps the buyers can. So what we're seeing right now is our buyers are choosing to waive many of the contingencies that they have availed to them already in place as contractual language within the buyer contract. So let's talk really quick about what that means, some of the ramifications, if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it, all that kind of good stuff, okay? So in our buyer contracts right now in the state of Arizona, the contracts are written very, very much to protect the buyer, which is very, very interesting, but that's how they're written. So in our Arizona contracts, the buyer actually has several opportunities to cancel the contract, keep their earnest money safe, basically get out of the purchase of the property, no harm, no foul. So what the sellers are asking for and what the buyers are doing in order to get a house that they want under contract is that they are waiving some of those contingencies, okay? So contingencies are things like, let's see, what are some of our basic contingencies? So the inspection contingency, the appraisal contingency, financing contingency, whether or not you have a house to close on and sell before you can purchase, that contingency. So of course our sellers would prefer to not have any kind of roadblocks between when we all agree that we're going to buy this house and what the terms of the agreement are through the end, right? But let's say that you have an inspection contingency, okay? That means you do your inspections, the house is not what you want, you cancel, you get your earnest money back, and you move on to the next house. Same thing with appraisal contingency. If the house doesn't appraise, either the seller lowers the cost to what the appraised value is, or you guys all decide to meet in the middle somewhere, or you can cancel, get your earnest money back, and move on. Okay, so basically, many of the buyers right now are waiving some or all of the contingencies that they have in place in order to protect themselves in the contract, and they're doing that in exchange for actually getting their offer accepted. All right, now that doesn't mean that you can't, for example, in the place of the inspections, that doesn't mean that you can't have inspections. That just means that either A, you've already agreed that you're not going to ask for any repairs, or you're just kind of doing them for your own benefit. So before you go waiving contingencies, I think that it's really important that you ask yourself some of these questions. Can I afford to lose my earnest money if for some reason this falls through and I have waived the contingency that would have allowed me to cancel? Because that's what you stand to lose. Am I okay with covering the costs for any repairs on a house that maybe we find during the inspection period? Do I have some reserves for that? Am I pretty dadgum positive that my financing is going to get approved? Because if you waive that financing contingency, you're up a creek. Am I able to bring cash to the closing table in the event that the appraisal comes in lower? And how much cash do I have? Do I need to cap that at a certain point? Or am I just like, hey, sky's the limit, man? Those are some of the important questions that you want to consider. You also need to consider that your earnest money is negotiable up front. So when you put that in as a part of your offer, just again, be aware that that is the money that you are putting at risk should you, the buyer, do anything to breach the terms of the contract. All right, so you stand to lose that money should you breach terms of contract. Okay, now, bottom line is this. It's really, really important to have an agent who understands how contingencies work, who understands what you're putting at risk, and talks you through all of those risks before you ever enter into an agreement where you've waived any of those contingencies. So are we doing that with our buyers right now? Yes, we are. But we are making sure that they are very, very, very clear on the terms, what they stand to lose, and how it all works. So please, please, please do not go just willy-nilly throwing contingencies out the window for you, changing the terms of the contract that were written to protect you as the buyer in order to get a house under contract. If that house is not going to be a blessing to you, it is going to be your worst nightmare. And so we want to make sure that those homes are blessings to everybody and not their worst nightmare. So you guys, make sure that you are working with an agent who knows their stuff, who can explain it to you in terms that you understand. And of course, if you have any questions or are considering purchasing a home in today's market, we would love to chat with you. You can reach out to me directly at 480-415-1341. Or of course, you can always visit the website where there is this video and a lot of other resources waiting there for you. And that website is www.living8realestate.com. All right, you guys have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next week. Bye.